Nerd alert, dork face.
I am not a loser. I just have a bad haircut.
Kind of a major dork.
Oh, nerds.
If you're into science, tech, or unique hobbies, you're listening to the right show. On Get Nerdy With It, we interview nerds talking about their passions. This is Get Nerdy With It.
Hi, welcome to Get Nerdy With It. My name is Jennifer, your host, and this is episode number 6. With me tonight, co-host Jeff Tickle. How you doing, Jeff?
Doing great. How are you?
I am well. Hey, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Finally got into some internet over here, so we should be good to go.
Okay, good. So we have some special guests on our show tonight. The whole crew from Tech Webcast, techwebcast.info, which is an awesome Australian tech podcast where they talk about tech news and interview someone each week. And they've had some amazing guests. So really excited to have the guys on. Let's start with Brad. Brad, Tech Webcast. How you doing, Brad?
How are you, Jennifer?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for coming on the show.
Not a problem.
And we have Andrew Cunningham.
How are you, Jennifer?
Hey, I'm well. How about you?
Yeah, doing pretty well, actually. It's a cold morning in Melbourne, Australia, but getting there, just working through things.
Oh, that's right. It's your winter, and it's our summer.
Sure is. Sure is. At least it's not raining at the moment, so that's a good thing. Actually, the sun's just come out, so yeah, not too bad for a Friday. The weekend is near.
Oh, that's right. It's Friday for you. It's Thursday over here.
Is.
Yeah, so good. And so speaking of the weather not having rain, I know it's kind of pouring over there where Jody Rains is right now. Hi, Jody.
Hey, hi, Jennifer. Yeah, actually, not only was it pouring rain, but they've got tornado watches. So hopefully we're going to weather the storm.
Gosh, well, stay
Literally.
safe. If you need to drop, just let us know and, take shelter. That's more important, of course, even though I'm sure you'd love to stay on, but it's, no, seriously, be safe, be safe.
Already.
Just keep an eye out for the warnings and stuff. And then we also have Jacob Jones with us. Hi, Jacob.
Hello, Jennifer.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty dang awesome.
Good. I know you're awesome. Yes, you are. And
He's 24/7.
He's what? Awesome 24/7?
That's what he says anyway.
Yeah. and then Steve, how do you pronounce your name? Klingen? Is that right? Or
yeah, you got
did I
it.
pronounce it right? Great. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm ready to get nerdy with it.
Good. Yes. I know you guys are all nerds too, so I'm really stoked that you're on.
I totally wish I said that, Steve.
That was a clever one. So Brad, you started Tech Webcast. When did you start the show?
We started in 2009.
Wow, so you've been at it for quite a while.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Now, how did you get into it?
I was talking with John from the Philippines, and he wanted to start a podcast. We were talking on MSN, and he came up with the name. And then that's how it began. And
that was like kind of, I would think, I'm trying to think of when everything kind of went in that direction of new media. That was about the time when it was really starting to take off.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Now, are you one of the first tech podcasts or one of the biggest tech podcasts in Australia? As far as I know, you're the only one that I know of.
I wouldn't say number one, but, there's a few out there that do what I do, and, it's good.
Yeah, you're the only one that I know of, so you're the only one, in my opinion, that's made it worldwide, right?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You guys do a great job. And how about everyone else? When all did you join the show? Andrew, when did you hop on the show?
I joined it earlier this year, actually. Probably not too sure. Brad will probably tell you, but probably sort of the March sort of time around there. So I'm only a newcomer to the show.
Ah.
Yeah, he's new. He only joined in March.
That sounds like he's been doing it for years.
I actually met Andrew on Highlight, and then then we talked and stuff, and I got him on the podcast, talk about Zafo, and then I asked him to come on to be a full-time host, and he said yes, and and then he's here.
Actually, it would have been closer to Christmas, Brad, because March I did the GP episode. So.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that would
Yeah.
So a bit late, yeah, last year sometime it was. Yeah.
So you guys met on the Highlight app. You were just nearby, and because you're both in Melbourne, so
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. I mean, we are both in Melbourne, and as you said, Brad, on via Highlight, just because Melbourne, it was interesting to meet somebody else who's quite socially active, in the world, and we have a number of, friends in common. So it was kind of like, okay, what do you do with yourself? Well, Brad runs a Tech Webcast, and I've got a social startup, so we sort of started chatting from there, and,
that's
Yeah.
neat.
and that's where we are.
Yep.
It's really cool how an app can bring people together like that. And look, you guys are great friends now, So that's well, I assume you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
I think both are in Melbourne, right?
What, Steve?
Yeah, we already answered that, Steve. Yeah, we're in Melbourne. Yeah, we're in Melbourne.
Yeah,
Yep.
both of them are in Melbourne, so they're
Yep.
right there.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
And Steve, how did you get involved with the show?
Well, of course, I've been doing my own show, and this guy Brad kept on showing up to my show every episode. No, just kidding. He's a nice guy, and well, it's funny. I think somebody else told me to try to get on his show. Remember that it was a previous guest or host on your show, Brad, and then man, I can't think of his name. Well, anyway, he told me to come on, and I did, and then. Eventually, he said, well, let's make it a weekly thing. And so I said, yeah. And then we collaborated on many things. Of course, we streamed the live version right after my show, which works out. So, yeah.
It's really
a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, what I find unique is that people can watch. You guys record the show via Skype, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then people can watch live on justin.tv/LinuxCoolDude, right? Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think he has it on his link to his website, too, I believe. Tech Webcast info.
Techwebcast.info. Okay. And someone might have just dropped there by accident. And so the nice thing is that way you have a video feed as well, so you can watch the show on, let's say, your TiVo even. And sorry for that brief interruption. We actually all dropped, and we're back. So, but anyway, we were talking with you, Steve, about doing the live broadcast and recording it at the same time using the video on Justin TV. And I was just kind of remarking that's great because you can actually watch it on your TiVo then as well. So it just kind of gives you another avenue to broadcast in. So I think that's really unique.
Well, it is kind of hard because Brad's mainly a audio-based podcast, and then obviously they just kind of see me sitting around. Because normally when I do my show, I have video that I bring into my show and different things. We've been trying to add some, more things, screenshots and everything, but it's kind of limiting. But we're on the process of trying to, add some more stuff.
You want to just make faces at the camera, maybe wear some hats, and I'm joking. I'm teasing.
Puppet trick. Okay.
Puppet tricks, yeah.
I think the best thing to do is just put the Tech Webcast logo on, and they'll be begging to have you back.
You could do, yeah, that's right. Because they'd rather see you, I'm sure, rather than just a still logo. So, hey, Brad, I'm sorry.
Puppets.
Yeah,
Puppets would be a good idea. That'd be fun.
have one of Brad and have one of
everybody
himself.
Yeah,
I love it.
do a puppet show with every character from the podcast.
Yeah. Might be actually.
That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. I think you should do it. I think that'd be really funny. But you might need some help there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, what kind of equipment do you use to do your podcast?
I use a mixer, a PR40 mic, and a Mac.
Okay.
And Audacity.
And what?
And Audacity.
And Audacity. So you use Audacity to record?
Yes.
Okay. And then you upload it to your blog, and then from there it goes everywhere?
Podomatic. And then to my...
Okay. All right, cool.
Yep.
Cool. And how do you promote your show?
I use Twitter, Facebook, anything really. Jacob does that as well. He promotes the hell out of it.
Yeah, you guys do a really good job of promoting. It's pretty much everywhere I look. It's you're touching it. Facebook.
Have you seen Google Plus lately?
Google Plus, yep. And you have a Facebook, you have a Google Plus page for your show as well, which is great. So.
Yep, nearly had 400 likes.
Oh, wow! So it's building.
Yeah,
that's good. That's really good. So, who's been your most interesting guest that you've had to date?
Who's that question to, me or anyone else?
Anyone on the show.
Probably you go first, Andrew.
Okay, that's a good question. I haven't been on the show for quite as long. You go first. I'm going to have a quick think about that.
I'll jump in. This
Okay.
has been some excellent guests that we've had.
And
Rob,
Jody, I must apologize. I don't think did I introduce you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to talk?
No. I forgot to introduce you. I am sorry with the chaos of dropping out because we dropped out. I forgot. I apologize. And Jacob as well. I'm so sorry, you two. So Jody Raines, another co-host of Tech Webcast and the president owner of webmarcom.net. Welcome, Jody.
Thank you.
And Jacob Jones as well. Welcome, Jacob, co-host of Tech Webcast and Tech Luster. So welcome, Jacob.
Thank you.
My apologies. Again, we dropped out due to the weather. All of us dropped our Skype connection, and we're back. So, so Jody, what were you going to say? Who was your favorite, or who was your favorite guest to date that you guys have had on the show?
I was just going to say, I don't know that there is a favorite, but we've had some incredible guests. Robert Scoble's been on a few times. Chris Voss of the Chris Voss Show has been on several times. Sam Levin has been on. We had Brian Brushwood, who was phenomenal. Guys, jump in. I mean, there have been a tremendous cast of characters.
Dylan Lewis.
Who?
Tim. Tom Merritt. What's his name?
Oh, Tom Merritt.
Yeah, Tom Merritt. Who else? Oh, there's been too many to name. I don't know. They're all good. Been all good.
That's great.
I quite enjoyed when Rodney Pike was on. He was a whole lot of fun.
Rodney Pike.
Pike. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We also had the guy from Z-Box on, the owner of Z-Box, Anthony Rose. He came on. It's been heaps. So many. And more to come.
Dale from Brave New Code.
Yeah, they were cool to talk to.
I remember you guys had the guy from Highlight on as well.
He was on Tech Luster.
Oh, that was in Tech Luster. What about Voxer? Did you have the Voxer guy on also?
No, we stuff up that interview.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember.
Actually, for me, the guest, it's not necessarily the guest, but it's funny. But we'll have a guest on, and a lot of times developers, and then I'll be one day looking through the news, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they had this. I think Color. That was one of the developers.
Oh yeah, Color. Color.
Yeah. Found out Apple was in supposedly going to buy it for so many millions of dollars. I'm like, hey, we had him, we had the developers on the show, so you never know.
And we even made it onto TechCrunch as well.
You were on TechCrunch?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
One of the stories made it on there. I can't remember which one it was, but we did one of the stories made it on there or something.
Oh wow.
And I think that one of the things that makes the show unique is specifically because of Brad. Brad has an incredible ability to reach out to people and entice them to come into the show. And he's brought on some incredible guests.
That's true. There's one thing I have noticed about you, Brad, is that you don't have any fear of asking people. You put it out there and you just ask away. Versus I think a lot of others, people are more timid and reserved, and you just you're out there.
I think Brad just doesn't know what he's not allowed to do, so he just does it anyway.
Yeah, I just do it. Exactly. And if they say no, that's okay. I won't ask again. But we've had Robert Scoble on about 2 times. He's going to come back on this year, I think. I'm not sure when. He's writing a book, but I'm going to try and get him back on. Mm-hmm. The guy from a TV show called Aussie Pickers, he's coming on.
Neat.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Some good guests coming up. Yeah.
Very good. Now, if you could have any guest on, anyone alive today, I'm going to ask 2 questions. anyone alive today, who would your favorite or who would you want to have on if you could have anyone in the world?
Can it be more than one?
Sure.
Leo Laporte, Kevin Rose, Sarah Lane, them people from what do they do?
So Leo from Twit, Sarah Lane is from Twit, and Kevin Rose is with Google now. But yeah, no, okay.
All of them people from what they do in the technology industry.
Okay, good
all of
answer.
them.
Good answer.
What about you, Andrew? Who would you get on?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking Andrew. Who would you get on?
If I could get anybody on, probably I know this is going to be a bit left field. Probably someone like an Ashton Kutcher or somebody like that, and just find out they've got a whole lot of tech investments and things like that, and they seem to get their head around what works and what doesn't. So I'd probably want to rattle his brain as far as somebody alive. Somebody passed away, I'd probably have my grandma on, just because it would be a whole lot of fun and everyone would get a good laugh.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's sweet.
Might get punked though.
What about you, Jacob? Who would you want on Tech Webcast, and who else that died?
No, all I would say is Leo Laporte and Kevin Rose.
Well, don't copy me, mate. What about you, Jacob?
Am I done?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
And some of the people from Techzilla.
Oh yeah, good show.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Good answer. And Jody, how about you?
I'd like to. There's a lot of people that I'm thinking of. Obviously, Scoble, he's great. Sam Levin again. I'd like to see Chris Brogan. I'd like to see Amber Mack.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a female perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody from Mashable.
Yeah. Good answer. What about anyone who's passed away? If you could have anyone from the past.
Well, I know somebody said it in the pre-show, but I would agree. Steve Jobs would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Abraham Lincoln.
No, either of those. Yeah, I would love to have Steve. Yeah, I mean, that's you could bring so much to it. That would, anyway, we won't go there. But and Steve, how about you? Who would be your guest of choice?
Oh, living, I'm just drawing a blank. But as far as people that passed away to come on as a guest, I'd probably have to say Bruce Lee, because he was in the movies and done all that fighting, but he was also known as quite a bit of a philosopher, and he studied under different philosophies, and he always brought something interesting to everything that he says.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good answer. Jeff, I know you're not into podcasting, well, except for the show right here. But
absolutely,
yeah, that's true. But if you had your choice, who would you choose? Who would be your favorite guest that you could have on? And
right now, I'm sure this is cliche, but Edward Snowden.
Oh yes.
Oh, that'd be an interesting one.
I would love to have him on the show.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If you can find him.
He could only be on for a few minutes till they.
Yeah, how to set that up is the question.
Exactly. And then would we be in trouble, right? I mean.
Oh, collusion all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be a little bit afraid, but still, though, yeah. In a dream world, that would be amazing to have him on. It'd be amazing. Yep. Yeah. Wow. So another fun question. Let's talk about gadgets. So we'll go around the circle and do the round table and ask each of you. So Brad, we'll start with you. What was the first techie gadget that you owned when you were a kid?
Probably a radio.
Okay.
I think. I can't remember. Too far back.
Yeah, maybe that's how you got into podcasting.
Yeah, probably.
How about you, Steve?
When I was, I think around high school, I got this little book. It was a real cool red book, and it had all these experiments you could do. And one of them I built was use a flower pot with 2 holes drilled in each side, and then you hook it up to some electrical rig that I made, and you could actually make these gigantic sparks. You could it's sort of like a big welder. You could actually melt metal and things. And I don't know, that book was like the coolest thing. You could make so many interesting things out of it.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Well, the reason I'm asking this question is because we're all into tech, and I was just kind of curious what kind of first techie gadgets we had as children that might have inspired us to go in this direction. Yeah. How about you, Jody?
I had to step away because the doorbell rang. I'm sorry.
Oh, you get a pass. You get a pass. No, we're just asking what kind of first techie gadget we all owned as children.
Oh, my God. I grew up with cameras.
Nice.
I mean, just starting from that. And then, as soon as an iPhone became available, I lusted for it until I got it, So just always had to have whatever was new, cool, different.
Yep. So. Yeah, I was the same. When I was a kid, my favorite thing was I had to get this tape recorder when I was like 5 years old, and I was always doing radio shows with the tape recorder, and Jacob, how about you?
All computers.
All computers. You're young enough so that you probably were around. Computers were prevalent when you were little, I would imagine.
You want to know what my first one was?
Which one was your first one?
Packard Bell.
What kind?
The old with 8-inch floppy.
Nice.
8-inch. Very nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How about you, Andrew?
When I was younger, I used to pull apart watches. I had this fascination with watches. So anybody who came to the house, I'd be like, hey, have you got old watches? Have you got anything? And I had this like a drawer full of dead watches, and I'd pull them apart and bolt them back together and make a new one. And then if I liked somebody when they came, I'd be like, hey, would you like a free watch? And I don't even remember most. It was sort of like primary school and that, but that's what I used to do.
That's cool. That's really neat. That's definitely geeky. I love it. That's nerdy. We're definitely nerdy with it.
Is it nerdy enough to get nerdy?
It's very nerdy, yeah.
And such respect for mechanical engineering. It's a dying art, I fear.
Oh yeah, electronic watches and clocks. Yeah, It's all digital now.
Mm-hmm.
Just about.
So, out of curiosity, Jeff, what was your first gadget?
Commodore VIC-20.
Nice.
My baby.
Oh my gosh!
Copied many programs out of the book.
That's lucky.
Yep.
You guys.
I had the old VIC-20.
Nice.
I did not have any Commodores. I had our first machine was a Windows 3.11 machine. so I always wanted another one when I was younger, but my parents never got one for me. But okay, so Andrew, you are, besides podcasting, you have another business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I've been embarking for the last couple of years on a social platform called zarfo.com, zarfo.com. So what we've been doing is creating a platform that has video chat, group video chat, real-time broadcasting, these sorts of things. So it sort of takes in Skype, a bit of Justin TV, a bit of Facebook, and there's a number of unique elements built in there as well. Things like schedule a video chat where you can create a chat with somebody. It sends an email through to them. They can say yes in the email or no, and it automatically sets it all up without any installation required. So this is something I've been working on the past couple of years, and we've got a good little crew who are actually working away as we speak. So I'll be jumping straight in with them as soon as the show finishes, and we're working on some apps at the moment for iPhone and iPad, and also Android.
Android too, so all three. So
yeah, absolutely.
iOS, iPad, and then that's great. So is it a free service right now?
Yeah, it is. It's 100% free. We're backed by thin air at the moment, so that's exciting. No, I'm just joking. It's 100% free at the moment, but we are really looking to go down the path of premium services. So effectively, if you want to go down and use high definition video and things like that, then you'll pay a nominal amount per month. So to date, we're sort of privately funded, just building up the platform, and at some point when we release our apps, if we can get the right traction, then we'll probably go and have a chat to a few angels and VC and things like that.
Nice. It's a beautiful website, and what you have done with everything so far to date, I know it's still in beta, but it's really looking very, very promising. So I'm super excited to see the apps come out, and also whenever you are out of beta, I'm sure it's just going to be huge, and it's beautiful. And I love the fact that it integrates so well with your Facebook as well, with your Facebook friends, and everything's kind of pulled in and intertwined so far. So.
Yeah, so you can just bring up your Facebook friends as you sign in, and you can click on a button to video chat with any of them in real time. And as you said, the website we have now is pretty good, but we're doing some things at the moment. We've got James Hunt, who's working directly on the user interface and design. Mark's working on the code, and we've got Rod working on the app. But James is doing a really good job with the UI at the moment. So we'll have a new UI, a new user experience, sort of pushing in around the August mark, hopefully, with the apps, which is going to be a whole lot different to what we're doing at the moment. So we're really pushing things to the next level.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting. It's especially to just start something like this. It's you're definitely in the right field, because that's where everything's gone to online, and everything is people don't do meetings anymore in person. Everything is people were located all over the world, and for me, for work, for example, 99% of my communications at the moment are directly via webinars and online, and so it's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just that, it's sort of, a lot of my first meetings still tend to be face to face, in person, even if you need to fly. But it's not just that, it's the follow-up meetings. It's the second, third, fourth, and fifth meeting. Quite often they don't necessarily need to be face-to-face. So you can I find you can move video chat as sort of a 1 to 4, 1 to 5 meeting. I think face-to-face is still important, but just to catch up and go over things and do progress meetings, video is fantastic for that. And obviously with Skype and other products like that, they've been fantastic for the market, and they've really done a lot of the hard work. All we're trying to do is be the fish and chips. We're trying to be the really easy, low-level, simple to use, plug and play, no download, no install. And so we're working with WebRTC. We'll be bringing that online probably next year as well. So yeah, there's a lot that we're doing. We think there's a lot of opportunity for where we're going as well. And there's a number of things that will become more apparent when the apps come out that's very unique, that hasn't been done before.
I think you're dead on with it, having it easy and making it so that the end user on the other end doesn't have to install an app in order to communicate with you. And the fact that it's just click and go, that's great. And like you said, face-to-face is important, but I know at least where I am, it's everyone I communicate with is all around the world, and it's just nearly impossible to see people face to face. So
I'm looking very much forward to the day when group video chat meetings are ubiquitous, because if you can't be there, doing it over text, doing it over email, you can get some things done that way, but sometimes you need to communicate with the full expression that is available, and you really can only do that with a video setup.
That's a good point.
I'm excited about that. But I'm wondering what's it like starting a social service? What's it like starting a social business?
It's really daunting. I mean, the concept for this came around in the middle of 2010. Now, this is before Google Plus or any of these sorts of companies existed. We became a company in February of 2011. We went to market with a really early, really crappy alpha product, sort of around the September of 2011. And so starting a social platform is 90% brute force. So it's basically when you shouldn't go any further and you should give up and stop, that's when the hard work starts to happen. That's when you roll your sleeves up. Will we be successful? Will we not? Only time will tell about that. But it's one of those things where every second person you talk to says, but doesn't that already exist? Well, not really, not the way that we're doing it, not the way that we see that it's going to happen, particularly around WebRTC. If you think about it, when Twitter came out, it already existed. I mean, you could jump on Facebook and you could type a comment in and off you go. But they changed the experience, and that experience change mattered. Just in the same way that when Instagram came out, you could use any product you wanted to upload a photo, you could do it with your Facebook, but if somebody comes out and gives you a really good experience and you can change a few of the visual effects, all of a sudden they start to get traction. So it's not necessarily about creating a 3D prism algorithm or something. Sometimes it's just about doing things a bit easier, a bit simpler, and getting the experience right. And that's something that we haven't really done to date, but with a few people who've joined our team recently, I'm pretty confident that you'll see a number of things before the end of the year that will start to matter.
Awesome. I look forward to it.
Yes, you should roll that out at the school that you work at, ASU, at Appalachian State University. Roll Zarfo to the whole. Maybe one day you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, we might just have ourselves a little look at this tomorrow. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely keep you on, particularly with what we're doing with the apps and stuff. We'd love to have as many people as possible get involved in helping us sort of beta and get involved in an early stage with the apps.
Cool. Yeah, definitely keep.
I can test it all out under Android and Linux all day long.
Nice.
So we have a lot of talent here with Tech Webcast. Everyone, all of you have just so many different skills and talents and knowledge to bring to the show. Jody, you are not just the co-host of Tech Webcast, but you are also the president and owner of webmarcom.net. Can you tell us something about that, about your business?
Webmarcom is an internet marketing and strategy company. Primarily, I started because my frustration, I was working for a web development company, and my frustration was with websites that are built with absolutely no understanding of search engine optimization, no understanding of, just the whole idea of being indexable and searchable. So I felt there was a better way, and I was very fortunate because at that point, a company called HubSpot was just starting to accept people in their partner program. So I was one of the first 20 partners with HubSpot, and what we do is
one of the first 20.
Yeah. So we build websites, but we really, I think if you had to say what our claim to fame is, it's this whole concept of inbound marketing, and that is creating a searchable, findable entity that is visible and which engages with an audience. So that's primarily what webmarcom specializes in. But it's funny, I'm not sure if that's how Brad found me, or because I know you were asking everybody originally how they all came to Tech Webcast. Mm-hmm. Or whether it was through a podcast that I was one of two other people on co-hosting called A2SM, or Addicted to Social Media. But Brad actually found me on Google+. Brad, was it about a year and a half ago? Brad?
Yeah, something like, yeah. Yep. Sorry, I just got distracted by something on my phone. I think I found you. I think we got you on the podcast, and I think then I asked you to come on as a co-host.
Yeah, they brought me on as a guest, and then I never left.
Yeah, that's right. That's the best.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad you never left. You have a wonderful voice, and you do so well on the show, and you're so articulate, and you just, it wouldn't be, not that they couldn't do it without you, they could, but I'm just saying it just like you're like as if you were there from day one. Am I making sense?
Jennifer, thank you. That's very kind.
You're welcome. So on your site, so you work with small businesses then, and you help them kind of do what they need to do as far as internet marketing goes and setting up their website and social media, and is that the gist?
Well, yeah, it's small businesses, but I've also worked with very large corporations. One of my recent clients was Ryder International, and basically, it's funny because the size of the company isn't necessarily synonymous with social savvy or even internet savvy. So there's large companies that have websites, and it's almost as if somebody's made an edict and they said, you must open a Twitter account, you must have a Facebook page, and yet they don't know what it means or how to use it, and how to use everything integrated in a way that it becomes a way for people to find the company, to understand more of what the company offers. So I've worked with companies really all over the world, which is, I'm very fortunate, ranging, like I said, from like Ryder, which is a huge company, to very small 1- and 2-man operations. The trick with them, obviously, is to position them so that they get the same kind of exposure as a large company. I think that the beauty of being in this industry right now is that the internet is a great equalizer. So you can do that.
Absolutely.
Jeff, do you have any questions for Jody?
I was just looking through the website, seeing what came up. I'm wondering, when you're putting websites together, integrating all of these services, I don't know. Can you take us through the process just a little bit?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that a lot of companies make is that they think of the world in terms of what their offer is. The reality is, most people, when you go to a website, you don't really care what the company does. You're just looking for something that's specific to you. So even large companies, small companies, I've worked ironically with a lot of marketing companies. One of the companies that I had the most success with is a marketer in the Boston area, and they do a lot of print media, and they do a lot of marketing for financial institutions. And they were speaking about what they were doing in broad generalities without being specific. And we were able to bring it down into very refined segments of their market. Because if you think about it, when you're looking for something, it's great that this company does all these things for all these different businesses. But if I'm in the financial sector, the fact that they work with healthcare is irrelevant to me. The words that I'm using to search are different than the healthcare provider would be using. Right. And while they may do something similar for both industries, the key is defining and delineating the various audiences or personas that they need to appeal to, and then creating the website in a way that when somebody looks at that part of the website, they feel, oh yeah, they understand what I do. This is a company I want to work with. I think part of the value that I bring to the table is that I'm an old school marketer from way back. and it's still the same business, just we have new tools to work with. Right. So, who's the customer and how are you going to reach them? Yeah. That's the fundamental thing that you do. Excellent.
I've learned more and more in my own work on the web that my lack of marketing skill is such a hindrance. So that's a wonderful service.
But it's true what you said, Jody. I mean, it's the same steps, isn't it? You've got to make someone aware. You need to engage. You make them a fan, and then you make them an ambassador, a champion of your product. It's the same thing. The only difference is the way that you actually engage them. Whether you engage them through, your Facebook group, or whether you engage them through, in the old days, an ad in the paper or whatever. It's just the delivery method is different, but human psyche never changes.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, where is the audience and how are they reachable? But, it's interesting, too, because I think that in the old ways of marketing, traditional marketing, we would talk at customers. And I think if anything has changed dramatically, I think it's become this idea of engaging and talking with customers. And I think that for those businesses who haven't gotten that and haven't made that change, they're becoming dinosaurs and they're falling by the wayside.
I agree with that. And the one thing I noticed from being a consumer, when I do have a company engage with me, it makes me feel special. It makes me feel like my voice is being heard. And it makes me want to shop more or be an advocate for them, or just, it definitely is very important. And I think it's just a wonderful way that we've transitioned into this, and like instead of just talking at the way it used to be, either via TV commercials or print or radio, but to actually engage with our customers now. So, and
I think the old way of push marketing, where you put an ad in the paper and a couple % come back and then you try and get them in, is just so much different to pull marketing, which we're doing these days, where the customer effectively comes to you because they want your service rather than you trying to plonk it on them. it just makes it a much better, more engaged process long term, because you're not constantly trying to sell them to keep them on board because they particularly need your service. They came to you. So it's really just a case of actually giving them the right experience to maintain their business rather than having to convince them because you pushed them in the first place.
Well said. Well said. I could talk about this stuff all day long, but I know we have to.
Absolutely.
I know.
I'm actually going to have to jump out of the conference at the moment, guys, unfortunately.
I know you have work to do. So thank you for joining us, Andrew, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely,
Nice to meet you,
really
Andrew.
appreciate it. Absolutely, and if you want to grab a hold of me, zarfo.com/@Andrew.
zarfo.com/@Andrew, and I'll put you in the show notes as well.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Okay.
Jennifer. Thank you, Jeff, and I'll catch you Tech Webcast guys later.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bye, Andrew.
Peace out, homie.
Steve, can you tell us a little bit about what you do? I know you have another show, and you go by Chatterbox Live. And is that correct, or do I have that wrong?
No, you have it right.
Okay.
Probably that was started in around 2008, and back in those days it started pretty small. Well, I am still fairly small, but anyway, after I've been doing it maybe a year and knew I was kind of serious, and I started, trying to add more and more stuff. So I also been trying some new things. Now, some of the new things I've been trying is get out of the actual studio, go out in the local community, get some news stories. Now, I can't really necessarily do tech because you really got to go some techy places like Los Angeles and, some of those Silicon Valley. And
Well,
that's
where are you located?
I'm in Portland, Texas. It's a very small
Gotcha.
place.
Okay.
So I kind of cover local events around town, anything interesting. I'll do a news story on, and then I'll usually bring it back into the studio. Then I'll edit it and then air it on the show.
Nice.
So yeah, and something new that I also tried is to try to incorporate some a live video feed broadcasting. It had a little bit of mixed results, but it did work. We might utilize that for special broadcasts. Real time, hopefully.
So you're in the field doing at events and then doing a live feed back to, I guess, to your show feed. And is that what you're talking about?
Actually, I've got it set up where it goes directly from the camera straight to Justin TV through wireless.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No way.
Nice.
Yes. Hey. The
Nice.
technology is there. It's a little quirky because it's basically using I've got a USB 4G dongle, and then it goes through a now I forgot what it's called, a Teradek cube, and the video. Plus, you can stream it to an iPad to monitor the video feed if you want to. And but normally it's better if you bond it, and you can actually use, I think, up to 5 and 6 modems together, but it's very expensive. Then you have to have a subscription for each one. I can only really afford one modem at a time. But Leo, it's still worth doing for certain
Come here, Leo.
events.
That's sounds like an amazing and real nerdy setup, by the way, Steve. You're quite the nerd.
Absolutely nerdy. I love it.
I'm getting with it.
You are getting nerdy with it. That's really cool, actually.
Can we all get nerdy in it?
I think we should all get nerdy with it, definitely.
So wait a minute, what do we have to do to do that? Is that like a dance or something?
Ooh. Jeff has a nerdy dance. I think Brad has a nerdy dance too, right, Brad?
Brad's not.
Yes.
I'm doing my nerdy dance right now.
And my dog behind us has a nerdy dance. He's singing to the nerdy dance right now too.
Mine's more like Austin Powers version, I guess.
Cool. And
Hey, Steve, I noticed this lack of Raspberry Pi is listed under your computers. What's up with that?
Leo,
Lack of what?
Raspberry Pi?
Actually, I like Apple better. Well, anyway.
Nice.
I don't know. Are you talking about the little internet device or whatever?
Yeah, the little mini $50 or $30 thing.
Well, recently I got a GoPro camera that it's wireless, but it's fairly geeky.
I guess at that point you don't need it, yeah.
How do you like your GoPro?
I like it. I'm going to probably incorporate it into some special video projects. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing it in the future.
The only thing that's been keeping me from getting a GoPro is the price on it. It's
well, you can want to think about the base price is about $200.
Yeah, but I don't want the base one. I want a nice one.
Well, more price, more costly. But yeah, it's surprising what they can do. I mean, you can wirelessly turn on and off, stream, view the video stream coming out of it. It's so small you can put it nearly anywhere. Supposedly the higher end ones you can do 4K, but it's only like 15 frames a second.
Did it come with a headband, or did you have to buy the headband?
I didn't get a headband with it. It mounts. I did get the tripod mount. That was, I think, $7 extra to put it on a tripod. Mm-hmm. But they got a lot of mounting selections. You can use like a suction cup. And like I said, it's so small you can put it nearly anywhere. So that really gives you so many options.
It's very cool. It's just something that I've been wanting for a while. But then I think if I were to get one, I'd want to be a little bit more rugged and get outside even more and do more, not just hike, but do other things. And I don't know. What about you guys? Are you all interested in getting a GoPro as well? Brad, I think you might be into it now. Yeah.
How much are they?
I think they're like $400 maybe.
Oh, well, you can get them as cheap as $200, I think. But
I don't really need one. Jake, did you get one?
No.
No,
Did you ask
Jacob?
Jake?
No, I was about to ask Jacob if he was going to get one.
Did you ask him about Tech Luster?
Not yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I want to know what he says about it. I hope it's good stuff.
Actually, let me go ahead, and since you brought up, that's a good segue. So, Jake, you are not just the co-host of Tech Webcast. You also do Tech Luster. Tell us about Tech Luster. What do you have to say about it, and what is it all about? And Tech Luster, for those of you out there, is tech, TEKLUSTER.info, or is it .com?
.com, mate. .com.
.com.
Go ahead, Jacob. Answer the question, mate. Don't just sit there.
So,
I'm not just sitting here.
Jacob, tell us about the show.
Well, basically, we do a live tech show on Google Plus.
Mm-hmm. So you use Google Plus Hangouts?
Yes, Hangouts on air. We usually get our guests in there, but if they don't have Google Plus, we usually get them on via Skype like it is right now.
Okay. And the show, what kind of guests have you had on the show? You've had some good ones, from what I recall.
Robert Scoble, the guy from Just Me.
Hang on for a second. We haven't had Robert Scoble on, mate. What are you talking about?
Yes, we did, via the phone.
But, well, for 2 minutes, mate. That's still good, though.
Yes, it is.
I love the banter between you two. It's great.
We had Corey Davis on yesterday. Craig Ship went off his head about something to her. I don't know what happened. I think he scared her off.
Wait, that was yesterday?
Yeah, you have to watch that.
I haven't seen that yet. No. So Corey's from Google, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
she's not. She's from Google Local.
Okay.
And he was complaining to her that no one was helping people and stuff, and she didn't know what to say. She was actually quite shocked, I think.
So was Craig Ship a guest on the show last night, or a guest host?
Yes.
I think so.
Luster?
Explain to her, tell her what happened.
Well, Craig was yammering about no one from Google comes in the Hangout or anything, and sometimes the Google Plus Hangouts crash a lot and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to pick her brain and tell her to throw it out to the Google team and tell them to fix it.
Hey, Jody, are you sitting down right now?
Yes?
Jacob, tell them about the new podcast.
What?
We're going to have a new Android podcast.
You're starting a new Android show.
Yes.
What is it called?
We don't know yet.
That Android show.
No. Android Weekly, I'm guessing.
Android. Wow, I am
Who's
surprised.
Who's starting it?
Brad and I.
Good for you guys.
That is great.
I always thought of you as being an iPhone kind of guy, Brad, but
I still am, but
No.
I wanted to try something new.
Now, Brad, you just recently switched over to
the dark side?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Android. I got a new phone the other day, and it's really good. I like it. It's really nice screen and stuff, and it's really big.
I was really surprised. Because it was almost as shocking as when Christopher Rizzo switched from iPhone to Android, for a while. He still uses iPhone, but switched over to Android for quite a bit. And and you just got a Galaxy S4.
I did indeed, yes.
Oh, you haven't gotten it yet. Okay, I thought you got it.
I have got it. I got it on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, then I think, Jen, you and I should be the BlackBerry girls.
Oh.
Now, BlackBerry, I would not be surprised if they're going to make some type of comeback. So let's just
It can't get any worse.
yeah, let's just wait and see. I believe that something might be happening and that they might make some type of comeback. So
I don't want to get
this.
What's that?
You are.
I don't want to get.
This.
Both of you are talking at the same time.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Messenger as well.
Say that again.
I think they bring out the BlackBerry Messenger app for the iOS and Android and that.
Oh yeah.
And PC.
Did you see the story that there was a bogus one that was released in Google Play, and it was malware?
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was just out a couple of days ago. They said do not download this, and it had a lot of +1s. It had about 4 stars, and ended up being malware. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And Jeff, you were about to say something. I'm sorry. Was it about BlackBerry?
Oh, I was just going to say that I don't want to get stuck doing the Windows Mobile podcast.
Or how about the Nokia? The Nokia.
The Nokia podcast.
Wherein we buy those Nokia 9 whatever they are and throw them off buildings all day long.
There'll be 9 of you listening to it.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was good, Jody. That was a good one.
Anyone need a torch for one? I got one hidden outside. Like a
torch?
I got a potato gun. I could shoot them pretty far.
Oh, funny.
Nice.
That's funny. Well, I'm excited about the fact that the Tech Webcast team, 2 of you guys from the team, are going to start a new podcast based on Android. And if you ever need a guest host or want any help with that, I am an Android fangirl. And
Yeah, definitely. Come on, Jen, anytime you want. Jacob's getting in Nexus 7 on Monday, so he knows what he's talking about. So
wait, Jacob, you're getting a Nexus 7 on Monday?
Bingo!
Oh,
awesome!
Getting some new gadgets. Nice.
What kind
Very
of phone
nice.
do you have, Jennifer?
I am using a couple of different ones right now. I'm using a Galaxy S4, an HTC One, a Galaxy S3, and an iPhone 5.
Oh, okay.
So Jennifer, do you notice much difference between the S4 and the iPhone 5 and the screen resolution and stuff?
The screen size.
Like when you're looking at the screen between the two, do you reckon it's more clear than the?
Yeah, I don't really. Do you notice that it's more clear? I don't really see that it's more.
I do.
Clear.
I reckon the S4 screen is more clear. It's more.
It's more brilliant. It is a little bit more brilliant, isn't it? It's brighter.
It's a 1080p screen,
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit more brilliant.
Mm.
It's nice. The S4 is it's a beautiful device, and it's
bloody brilliant.
It is bloody brilliant.
It is bloody fantastic, and all the apps I have on my iPhone are on my S4, so I'm not losing anything if I ever do get rid of the iPhone, which I'm not going to get rid of it, by the way, Jody. So, just so you know,
you're going to keep your
You
iPhone
can
5.
be an Android boy and an Apple fanboy too.
yes.
It is possible.
Well, no, I'm not. I wouldn't go that far, but I am going to be an Apple person.
I think
Steve's
Brad,
going to be doing the Atari show.
Steve's going to be doing the Atari show.
I think Brad's has some internal conflicts between the iPhone and Samsung or Android.
What do you mean, Steve?
No, I'm just kidding.
The Sega show.
Yeah. Well, Steve got an iPad Mini. No one told him. He got an iPad
Yeah,
Mini.
I was quiet about it. I want to surprise everybody.
Oh, good. Congratulations on your new device.
Yeah. I like the lightning connector. It's very small. That's probably one of my favorite aspects.
I was taking a training earlier today on, and it wasn't a mandatory training. It was just this Samsung training online about and one of the things was the meaning of Samsung in Korean. And now I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something it was something really neat. It was, let me see, I'm looking for what it means now. And it was, oh my gosh, I can't even find it now. It's terrible that I forgot what it meant. It meant something wonderful. It was like something about strength and wellness.
Good health or something.
Yeah, gosh, I can't remember. That's terrible. So it shows how much the training stuck in my head, right? But anyway, so we're getting off on a couple of tangents here. But no, I'm really excited to hear about your new show. And I think it's going to be great because I know you put a lot of effort into Tech Webcast, and that's super successful. And, you bring that over to the Android side of the house. It's going to be a lot of fun for you to do. And
yeah, it's going to be good. That's the main reason I got the phone. I wanted to do a new podcast, so I thought, yeah, why not? Let's do an Android show.
Yeah, there's a ton of great guests you can get on. Maybe you should invite Derek Ross on from Android Authority,
yeah,
I believe.
We've actually had him on Tech Lust, and also we had Nate Swan from Android.
Mm-hmm.
What's that blog called, Jacob? He was on?
Don't know. I'm Frosty, right? Frosty.
What?
The Frosty blog.
I think it's called the Android Police something. You know that blog?
Android Police. Yep, there is a blog called Android Police. Yeah.
Something like Android something, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think about this, Jody?
About Android?
Yeah.
I don't really think about Android.
I mean the podcast. The podcast.
I think that's great. I think that definitely would be a lot of fun for you guys, and I think you'll both do a great job.
Yeah, definitely. And we should get you on one day too.
Oh, I don't know anything about Android. It would be a waste for you guys. I really don't. I'm an Apple
No,
girl.
I know you're an Apple person. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Jeff, you know a lot about Android, right? You're an Android guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What phone are you using these days?
The S4.
The S4. Oh, so you upgraded to the S4 as well.
Absolutely. In fact, funny story. One of my coworkers has he's a little bit older, but he's been on a dumb phone for some time, and he asked us all what to use, and we got an iPhone guy in the office, and I'm the Android guy, and we were kind of going back and forth. Anyway, long story short, we ended up with identical phones, identical cases, and so we're phone buddies now.
Oh my gosh! So wait,
on the same day.
On the same day, and he used to be he never had a smart device before. This is his first smartphone.
Yep.
How does he like it? What is it like? You didn't put it in? Does he have it in easy mode? Because I know it has that easy mode on there.
No, I told him about that, but he said, "No, I won't do that." And yeah, he's been pretty happy with it. And I was interested to see how quickly he picked it up because iPhone's kind of known for its very simple and easy to use interface, but he had no problem with it, and I think he's really been enjoying it.
That's great. Now, and he works in information technology.
Yeah, he's a programmer as well.
Okay, so he's smart, so he was able to pick it up. So it's just the fact that he just didn't have a need for a smartphone before, and that's probably why he didn't have one before, I would think, right? Yeah.
Well, and according to him, he's got kids and can't afford that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. It is a lot more expensive to use a smart device.
Can I ask Jeff a question, Jennifer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff, what messenger app do you use on your Android phone?
All of them. Actually, I could not live without Google Voice, so that's what I use. I completely skip the built-in messaging app except for Google Authenticator, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should do an entire show on Google Voice.
I would be completely down for that. I can go on for ages.
Oh my God, you're the only other person that I know that uses it as much as I do. I am just so invested, and I mean, I'm in love with Google Voice.
about our guests.
Can you get WhatsApp?
Oh, I guess not our Australian guests. Sorry about
No,
that.
I know. Brad is using WhatsApp, and my cousin had been trying to get me to use WhatsApp for a while, but I said I didn't really have a need for it because, we have unlimited texting, and I use Google Voice, so what do you like about WhatsApp, Brad?
Because that's the only one I can use to text people.
So that's what you use so that you can actually text for free.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll add it so I can text with you.
And how do I text Jody?
Jody would have to install the app. Is it for iOS as well?
Has Jody got messaged me?
I
you
believe
go.
so.
And Viber.
There you go.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
And Viber.
I am Viber, yeah, Viber.
Yeah, Viber as well. Yeah. Well, cool. Any other questions about the S4 while we're all here talking about the S4, Brad? Since you're new.
Do you like it, Jeff?
The only complaint I have is the special features, the eye tracking and face tracking. I have completely not noticed those at all. They don't seem to work very well for me. I don't know if I'm just using the wrong apps, but Netflix definitely does not pause when I look away. And maybe it's just not built in there yet. So I wasn't impressed with those so-called fancy, new Samsung S4 features. But as a smartphone goes, I've been very, very happy with it. It's an excellent piece of machinery, and the display is just beautiful.
Well,
Have you ever used an iPhone before, Jeff?
I did. I actually started with an iPhone and used it for about 2 years, and I just got a little fed up with Apple.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get the hang of the Android stuff?
Oh, not long at all. It was a quick transition for me.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going to go with that. Sometimes you just got to make those utterances and throw them out there.
Yep.
That's
it. Yep. I agree.
I don't think you'll have any issues transitioning over to Android from iOS because you're a techie and you're a smart guy. Not that everyone.
It's
has
all the same. I reckon it's the same phone as the iPhone 5. There's nothing different. Only the apps. Only the whatever. I don't know. I think it's good.
Isn't like processors a little different, and there's a few.
That. I just want the screen.
There's a lot of similarities, of course, but
it's the one thing that I did notice with the S4 is there is a lot of, on the one that I had, there was a lot of bloatware on there. And I'm not sure if the Australian version is the same or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it came with the stuff on there.
It came with a lot of bloatware. Yeah. So, and that's, a lot of the stuff is nice, but some of it is just, I don't use. And
I can delete it. I can delete it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was going to say I maybe use
that's nice.
25% of the stuff on there. So I am not really using all the features yet. But it's a beautiful device. I'm also using the HTC One. And I'll tell you, I'm leaning towards the One over the S4. I don't know.
It does look like a good phone, the HTC One.
You know what I think it is? It feels really nice in your hand. It has that iPhone feeling in your hand, and that's why I like it. I just like the solidness of it.
So don't pick on me.
What's that?
Don't pick on her. No, I think she's talking to her dog.
Oh, mine has been growling this entire time. There's somebody evidently out back, and he keeps on.
Oh, that's not good.
At them. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm sorry we've gotten off on all these tangents, but this is a nerdy show, so we might as well talk about nerdy topics, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I got a question about this WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've just never looked into it. I'm just reading the website just now. What does it integrate with the regular SMS network? Can you send messages through it to someone's phone number?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful! So this is what you
free.
use instead of Google Voice, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's
I can't
it's
get
free
Google
to do
Voice
that.
for it. So, yep.
Yeah, so I guess
great.
I think for us, Jeff, it'd be only for people like Brad to be able to communicate with us for free, I believe. But since we're so integrated with Google Voice, I don't think we really have a need for it. The only thing is, my only issue with Google Voice is still the MMS, the fact that we can't do MMS on Google
Does
Voice.
WhatsApp do MMS?
Yes, it does. It does. Or voice, photos. Yes, it does. Yep.
You may have me convinced.
Yep.
Does the other person have to have WhatsApp too, or can it just go to their SMS?
Yes, same person needed to have the app. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just got an update on the Android this morning, just before.
All right, I'll download it. I'll download it because of you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And can Jacob get on his Nexus 7? You know if it would work on his Nexus 7?
Yes.
I don't know. Does it require a phone number to pair with the app?
Sure, I think it does.
I figured it just worked through the, as long as they had
Over
the app
Wi-Fi?
that's available for that version of device.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I guess it all depends on whether or not it's tied to a phone number or not. So,
well, I'm gonna grab my Nexus and try it out.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah.
Okay, let us know before we go, Jeff, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give it a try. While you're powering up your Nexus 7 and doing that, I want to see if there's any other questions that I had for you that I might have passed over. I'm just kind of looking at what I had jotted down, and I believe we've covered everything. What's next for Tech Webcast? Who do you have coming on next?
tomorrow we're speaking to Ashley. I'm not sure, he does some sort of marketing thing. Andrew, one of Andrew's friends.
Okay.
That works in the office with him.
It says here, Ashley Pettit, digital services consultant.
Okay.
That's him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So Ashley's coming on tomorrow night, and you broadcast in Australia. It's Saturday at 1. Is that right?
So 12.
At 12. So Saturday at noon, and that is Sydney time or Melbourne time.
Yeah, Melbourne, Sydney. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And here in the States, that is 10 p.m. Eastern time on Friday night. And then it is live, where people can catch you live at techwebcast.info. And then you're also everywhere. You're on
Facebook.
Facebook, Google Plus. You're also, as far as the podcast goes, you're on iTunes. You can find you on the TiVo. You can find you you're on Stitcher too, right? Aren't you on Stitcher Radio?
Correct.
Stitcher Radio, Podomatic, Double Twist. I powered up my Double Twist app the other day, and you were on Double Twist. I don't know if you knew that, but that's
really?
Yeah, you're on there too.
Double Twist.
What's that? Who said?
It's Double Twist.
Double Twist is an app that it kind of is like iTunes, but it is for your Android. So if you have items in iTunes, you might want to install Double Twist, and it kind of mirrors your iTunes library and all, and it connects to your phone. And if you have AirTwist, that's a plugin for Double Twist, or an in-app for Double Twist, you can actually do everything wirelessly rather than tethering it. But it's a nice app, and I use it for podcasts, to listen to my podcast, actually. I'll use Double Twist. But there's a lot of other podcasting apps as well. But I would suggest installing it. It's really good. Doubletwist.com. And Jeff, did you install it on your Nexus?
I return with bad news.
Uh-oh.
Your device isn't compatible with this version.
That's what I was thinking. I figured it might need a phone number to tie it to. Kind of like the way Google Voice does, you know, how you kind of need a phone number. So that's what I was kind of thinking.
But Viber works.
Viber, yeah. So you can do the Viber with it for messaging. Yeah. That's a good point. Good point, Jacob.
Yeah, you can use it on your PC, Mac, Android, iOS. Free.
Yeah, so Viber.com. And
speaking of such, has anyone tried the? I think it's called Red Phone, encrypted end-to-end encrypted phone software.
Not yet. Nice.
I installed it, but I can't get anyone to play with it with me.
I'll install it.
We'll have to try that out sometime.
Yeah, I'll install it.
I've become very interested in cryptography in the last few weeks.
I wonder why. I'll install it. I'll let you know when I have it installed, and you can hit me up tomorrow or over the weekend or something.
And I promise our international friends that the citizens over here had nothing to do with that. Most of us, anyway.
Funny. They're listening, so.
Oh, hey, NSA guys, how you doing?
And so, Brad, one other thing I wanted to mention, actually, we did not talk about your blog. You have a wonderful tech blog called bradsblog.org.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of stuff do you have on there? I noticed you have a lot of different tech stories. And
Yeah, we get people on the review stuff and write story posts and stuff, videos and that sort of stuff. Yeah, Jacob does some reviews on that and stuff.
Cool. Okay, so, so everyone should check out bradsblog.org. So,
and also, Jacob, tell them what posts you done, mate.
I've done an iPod review, iPad mini review, app reviews, and stuff like that.
Great.
You've done so many reviews, it's not funny.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I'll have to check it out and read your blog some more.
And what is the best podcasting app for Android?
Gosh, there's I've been using Double Twist, but that's not the best one out there. Let me, I can't even think right now. Jeff, do you know?
You know how I was actually wanting to ask y'all about that. What the best app would be. I do not know. Is Downcast an iOS one, or is it or is that the Android one?
Sure. There was one called can't remember what it's called now. It's a red, but I can't remember what it's called. I know it's a red color.
You know what? Mm-hmm. If we were to post something on G+, hey, what's the best podcasting app? We'd get a ton of them. I use Stitcher on there. I have Stitcher on there for podcasts as well as Double Twist. And I'm pretty invested in Double Twist, which is why I use it and really enjoy it. But there's a ton of it. Oh, Pocket Cast. That's another one. Pocket Casts. And I've heard some good things about that.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Pocket Cast.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things about that one. So, yeah, definitely check that out. And you're going to have a lot of fun with your Android device. So I
am.
Yeah, you are. And let me know.
So am I.
And you are too with your new Nexus 7.
Yeah, and Jody having fun with her iPhone 5.
And Jody's going to be with her iPhone. Steve's going to be with his iPhone. And then
I'm going to get the 6. Are you kidding?
And iOS 7, I've been enjoying that too, so that's really nice as well.
Do you got a developer's account?
I do, yeah.
Oh, so okay, you try. So how do you like it so far?
Love it, except for the fact that Google Plus always crashes with it, and that kind of bothers me. But because I really love Google Plus, but that's beta, and that's gonna happen. But I really, a lot of people don't really like the colors of it. People are saying, oh, it looks too 80s like and too bright. But I really enjoy it. I don't know. I feel like I'm using an entire new phone, and I just kind of look at it and like, oh, it's so pretty. And but the usability of it is very nice as well. The UI is very nice. And the screen that people say is similar to Android, where you kind of pull up from the bottom rather than from the top, and it brings up where you can AirPlay to devices or the flashlight or a couple of other shortcuts, airplane mode and things like that. And it's nice. It's what they've brought to it. It's they needed those changes, and I'm a big fan. So yeah. But well, I guess we should wrap it up, you guys. Let me go around and see. First, Jeff, do you have any other questions before we wrap things up?
Oh, I've got 1,000 of them, but we should probably wrap it up.
You're funny. Okay. Well, so Jacob, we'll start with you. Jacob, where can we find you online?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at jazzbot32669, and that's with 1Z.
1Z. Okay, jazzbot32669. Great. And at techluster.com as well?
Yes.
Okay. And Jody, where can we find you online, Jody?
You can find me obviously at Tech Webcast on every was it Thursday night?
Friday night.
Well,
yeah, you got one tomorrow.
Yeah, rebroadcast on Thursday nights. But yeah, you can find me at webmarcom.net And on Twitter, I am Sunswept, SUNSWEPT.
Okay, great. And Steve, how about you?
You can get me on Twitter at Chatterbox_live and Justin.tv/LinuxCoolDude.
Excellent. And Brad?
Tech Webcast and Brad Oz and Facebook Tech Webcast.
Super.
That is all.
And Jeff, how about you?
At JTickle on Twitter, Jeff Tickle on Facebook and Google+, and jefftickle.com.
Okay, and thank you all for joining us. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We all need to check, everyone needs to check out techwebcast.info. They're really doing a great show every week. It's they never miss a beat, you know. It's and it's always a good cast of people, wonderful co-hosts, very intelligent discussions about the news, as well as awesome guests on the show. So really a classy job that they do, and you definitely all need to check it out. And as far as us, you can find us at getnerdywithit.com, and on Twitter we're getnerdy_withit. On Facebook, facebook.com/getnerdywithit, and we are also on Google+. You can find our Google+ page on our website at getnerdywithit.com. All right, well, thank you guys for joining, and have a wonderful night, and I'll talk with you all soon.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Get Nerdy With It. Join us each week as we interview nerds talking about their passions.
Oh, nerds.
And be sure to visit us at getnerdywithit.com.